Shalom. Want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Kodash. Want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Shalom to the Akim to the truth and sincerity. And shalom to the men, women, and children listening and learning. Now, I'm going to call this the lesson, the prophecy of the kingdom of heaven, or the big surprise. Maybe both of them. But let's get into this. It says new heaven and a new earth, which is part of the prophecy. Revelation 21:1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth have passed away, and there is no more sea. Which, the sea is still going to be there, but, on certain occasions, the sea is likened unto people, And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband, right? Glowing, decked out, diamonds, beautiful. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is with men. He will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua himself shall be with them, and be their power. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall wipe away all the tears from their eyes. There shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And that's one of our surprises. That's part of the kingdom of heaven. Everlasting life. No more pain. Right? And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. And that's also what make it a big surprise, because, it's going to be things we ain't never seen before. Especially on these new planets and stuff like that. When we have the ability to fly, and because it did say the former things are passed away. So, being helpless like a worm, and going from a worm to a lion, going from a regular human mortal to a god, going from a small house to a giant palace the size of 10 of these mansions, 10 of these biggest mansions, 10 of the elite size mansions, completely made out of gold, decked out, your ground made out of sapphire and opal and jasper and emeralds and diamonds and all that. Right, walls sparkling, little pieces of diamonds, in the minerals and stuff, that the way they shine, make it look real nice. Like, all right, Revelation 21:6. He said unto me, It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst the fountain of the water of life freely, which is this truth. He that overcometh shall inherit all things. Key word there, all things. Literally, the third top men in the universe, the elect, the highest nation in all of the universe, Israel. And I will be his son. I will be his power, and he shall be my son. Salakia. But the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in a lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And there came unto me one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials full of 7 last plagues, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife, which is the 144,000. All right, New Jerusalem. One of the prophecies that we look forward to in the kingdom of heaven is sitting down at Yahweh Shai's table. and drinking wine with him, that good wine. You know, like I look forward to have, caves of wines that's like, it tastes like it's 100 years old, and we gonna live forever. So them things is gonna taste amazing. Nothing we never tasted before. See, back then they would use oil to preserve the wine. If you look it up, it's wine that's at least 2,000 years old, but it's not wine anymore because it's just oil because some process happened. But we in the kingdom, we gonna have all the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in the world. So we gonna know how to make that wine last forever. I want the best oils. I want them to seal with time. They smell so good. You wake up in the morning. I want this to be my routine. I wake up in the morning, my big old bed next to my women. I get my butt in the shower. But, nice gold shower decked out with minerals and stuff. Put my towel on. Go get a back massage from the servants. Come back to my new clothes, decked out jewelry. Put that on. Put on some of the sweetest oil to smell good. Maybe go find me a new wife. And go and, to these other planets with my new crown. I'm glowing. Eyes glowing so bright. Teeth white and mud clear. Clear skin. Glowing. You super strong and buff, and your hair look nice. You got remedies, your hair shining. All of that. We gonna be decked out. Come back home. Play with your kids and stuff like that. Come back to some nice food we ain't never heard of. The smell is so pleasant. You flying out of the sky, you like, what's that smell? You come in your house and you see a big old, cuisine. We ain't gonna have just regular dinners. We gonna have cuisines. you know. But this is Revelation 21:10. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain and showed me the great city, holy Jerusalem, sitting out from heaven from Yahweh Shemi Shai. Not to mention, the elder remnant save, Sha'ar Amath, he like to mention how we gonna go to these different countries, and each of them is gonna be decked out in the way of our image. How these dwelling places for these heathen as well as these Israelites is gonna be like nothing we never seen before. And everybody's gonna have, each brother that take control of a certain country is gonna have their own layout, their own creativity. So when you go to this one, it look different. You might even like, other brothers' ideas and, use that in your land. That over time, over the millions of years, you making new changes, not in the laws, but, to the land, decking it out, making it look beautiful. Technology is going to be on a whole nother level, functioning beautifully. Chariots in the sky, going underwater, playing with Leviathan and all of that. Okay, this is Revelation 21:11. Having the glory of Yahweh Shemi Shai. Her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, right? So when the light shines on on a crystal a certain way and it glistens, that's exactly how the kingdom of heaven is going to glow. And a wall great and high, right? So our kingdom is going to be big, great, and high. Use both of the words. And had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and the names written thereon. So we gonna have guards there, like angel guards, like angelic force guards, right? And at the gates 12 angels, and the names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. On the east, 3 gates. On the north, 3 gates. On the south, 3 gates. And on the west, 3 gates, right? And it's 12 tribes, so that's 3 on each one. 3, 6, 9, 12, right? So we know that the south is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Let's say the north is Issachar, Manasseh, and Ephraim. The east could be Gad, Reuben, and Naphtali. Um, the west maybe Asher. Uh, um, Asher. I forget them sometimes. But no, that's just an example. 21 and 14. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. Right? And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. And the city lieth foursquare, and the length is as large as the breadth. I want to mention something too. Living in a golden palace, because we know that gold is good for our skin. Not good for our skin. I mean, it is. It could be. But it's good for our system. So that's why, in some vaccines, silver is in the the vaccine, because it's good for our body. So if we're dwelling amongst it, and we're eating out of plates full of gold and cups, drinking out of cups of gold and stuff like that, real gold, solid, polished, shiny gold, oh man, our body's gonna be on a whole nother level. All right. It says, in the city lie foursquare, and the length is as large as the breadth. And he that measured the city with the reed 12,000 furlongs. And the length and the breadth and the height are equal. Sorry if you hear, that extra chaos in the background. It says, and he measured the wall thereof in 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is, of the angel. Right? 144 cubits. So I want to say the size, but depending on how big a cubit is, it's I think an elder said this is could be representative of the government of the 140 and 4,000. Right? And the kingdom of heaven measured after the 140 and 4,000, which is beautiful. And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass, once again shining. And the foundations of the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones. Beautiful. And the first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third chalcedony, and the fourth emerald, the fifth sardonyx. Correct me if I'm saying that wrong. The sixth sardis, the seventh chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth a topaz, the 10th a chrysoprasus, the 11th a jacinth, the 12th amethyst. And the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every several gate was of one pearl. Every 12 gates. That means each gate, what did it say? Did it say that? No. It said the 12 gates, which was the 12. Okay. So the foundations have the apostles on it. And the 12, it was 12 pearls on 12 of the gates of each of the tribe of Israel, right? Every several gate was of one pearl. Oh, was of one pearl. Wait a minute. So you're saying I think the gates of the kingdom of heaven was, made out of pearls. Every several gate was of one pearl, and the street of the city was pure gold as transparent glass. Once again, shining, you know. And I saw no temple therein, for the Lord, Yahweh Shai, Almighty, and the Lamb are the temple of it. And the city had need of no sun, yet to shine, or neither of the moons lucky to shine in it. For the glory of Yahweh Shai did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. Which it does, but it is given an example of the glory that's going to be shown. And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it. And the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor unto it. It also says in Isaiah 61, let's see, we shall have the glory of the Gentiles. Okay. It's also given an example of the sorry if you slug it. Gotta close my door. Okay. We good. Slug yeah, for all that folly. Okay. Now, let's actually start from the beginning. Isaiah 61 and 1. And the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh, is upon me, because the Lord hath appointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison of them that are bound. Right? To prophesy and give unto them the truth, telling those to repent. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord. The kingdom of heaven is at hand, and the day of vengeance of our power. Babylon the Great is fallen, right? To comfort all that mourn. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion. To give unto them beauty for ashes. Right? So the destruction of Babylon for the beauty of the kingdom of heaven. The oil of joy for mourning. Right? So sometimes when you suffer, things turn up. Right? The garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. That they may be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he may be glorified. And they shall build the old waste. Right? So after this place is, broken down, the heathen are going to build the waste. They shall build the old waste. They shall raise up the former desolations. They shall repair the waste cities and desolations of many generations. Right? So we're going to take the credit. They're going to build. Because remember, the kingdom of heaven is going to come down out of heaven upon the earth. And then these other countries, like we said before, we're going to pretty them up. But we're going to take the credit for it. And these heathen are going to do it just as they did unto us. And the stranger shall stand and feed your flocks. And the sons of the alien shall be your vine, shall be your plowmen and vine dressers. So they're going to dress our garden ups, our gardens, our oils. I also want a cabinet of cheese. I smell the best. But, they say that cheese gets better as it gets older, which I can believe. But ye shall be named priests of the Lord, is Isaiah 61 and 6. Men shall call you ministers of our power. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. Oh man. And this could be talking about on this side, spiritual power in their glory, right? So we're gonna be in their glory. So this is a future prophecy coming up. Right? All of this I'm talking about is future prophecy. Right? And this is talking about us right here. For your shame shall ye have double. For your confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Before in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them. Everlasting joy. We gonna wake up every morning in the kingdom and be joyful. Isaiah 61:9. And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them. So they're going to bow down, kiss our feet, that they are the seed which the Lord hath blessed. Right, so we're going to see glory. 344 on top of the screen. I will greatly rejoice in the Lord. My soul shall be joyful in my power. For he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation. He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness. As a bridegroom decketh himself with ornaments, and as the bride adorneth herself with jewels, right? And as we read in Revelation, the Lord said he saw New Jerusalem coming down from heaven as a bride adorneth herself, right? As a bride adorneth herself with jewels. So real pretty, right? For as the earth bringeth forth her bud, and as the garden causeth the things that are sown in it to spring forth, so shall the Lord will cause righteousness and praise to spring forth before all the nations. I think it's 18 nations giving glory to one nation, Israel, this beautiful nation, right? And it's going to be beautiful. And also to mention the earth is going to bring forth fruit within its strength. It was a curse unto Adam that the fruit won't bring forth fruit, in its strength. And when we're in the kingdom, the fruit is going to be big and juicy and ripe and, oh my gosh. Right? This is Revelation 21:5. And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there. And they shall bring the glory and honor of all nations into it, like we just read. Right? What was it? So shall the Lord will cause righteousness and praise to spring forth for all nations. Right? Isaiah was talking about the prophecy of the kingdom of heaven. And there shall in no wise enter into any that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination or maketh a lie, but they that are written in the Lamb's book of life. And I know, a couple of brothers have heard the vision that girl had of the kingdom of heaven, where she said she saw the streets of gold and she was pretty and she was with her husband. And every time we would go to the heathen, they would be so happy. We would either give them blessings or we would correct them. And she said she saw this beautiful gate. And she said behind it was the Edomites. And they couldn't get in. And they was so mad. And they was full of rage. And they had this jealous look on their face. And they were just salty. So this is what we have coming towards us. And we won't really know what it's like until we're actually there. We can only imagine, on top of these beautiful chariots that we're going to have. And they're going to look like houses in the inside. You're going to be chilling while you're going to another planet. Hop on that chariot. Ask your wife to, hook you something up. While you fly to this new planet, see some new cosmic minerals, food, crazy stuff. Come back home to a nice bed. And really, I'm only giving stuff that's at the tip of the iceberg. I'm only giving my imagination is limited. I only know so much. We're only given so much by the scriptures. Spiritual power. We're gonna be third highest men in the universe of great authority, and we're gonna be kings and gods. You know how they like to say in the movies, what's a king to a god? What's a what's a god to the king? I don't want to say king of gods, but what's a god to a king and a god, right? We gonna be on a whole nother level. Man. The higher rank your husband is, the higher rank the woman is gonna be. And women are gonna side their power, so the 144,000 are gonna have a lot of wives because they're gonna be the third highest men in the universe. So I want to say this is all for this lesson. I want to say shalom to the hopefully elect, and on to the next.